Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blogs. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all.
All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It was like you could hear it all throughout the store.
This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, rock stars. Hey, listen, I am at a training today, so I'm just letting you know from the get-go that this video is going to be really me just talking off the top of my head and not necessarily having all of the details of said stories that I will be discussing, because I wasn't able to get my notes together. I'm sorry, you guys. I just wasn't prepared. Okay, I usually do it when I'm sitting at my desk, but I'm not even at my office today. So with that being said, you guys, you know we got to start with politics. Child, it's going to probably be politics pretty much from here on out, you know, for the next 3 months anyway, until we get to election day. And then I'm assuming even afterwards, because depending on who is in that seat, you know, come November 6th, or, you know, who will be the person that will be coming in, you know, in the transition and everything. You know, maybe it'll calm down or it'll ramp up. It'll rev up. We'll see, you guys. But starting with politics, I just saw that the FBI director, you guys know that they're having these committee meetings regarding the shooting at the YSAP rally in Pennsylvania. Was that where it was? Was it Pennsylvania? I believe it was Pennsylvania. And you guys remember he was up there on the podium and he was speaking, and when he had turned to the side, we saw that he reached for his ear. When he brought his hand down, there was blood on there, and we assumed that he had been shot. Well, some people assumed that he had been shot. Other people thought that this was all a big scam, you know, something that Todd set up. So it's been a lot of question behind what has gone on. First of all, we know that the director of the FBI was put on the grill yesterday, or day before yesterday, I believe it was put on the grill, and they were all like, I'm sure she was aware that this was going to happen to her, but they definitely gave her, I mean, they ran her through the ringer, and we knew that she was going to be the one that was ultimately blamed for the problems in securing YSAP, as he spoke up there with the Secret Service, and, you know, and the fact that, did I say FBI? I didn't mean, is she the FBI director or is she the director of a Secret Service? Again, I don't have the official notes. But the person that was, the lady that was over the Secret Servicemen that were hired on to protect YSAP, you know, because there was a glitch, so to speak, in the security efforts there, you know, she was put on the stand. And she said that she took full responsibility, because at the end of the day, somebody has to get blamed for it. She is the head of that organization, Secret Services. So, yes, she has decided to step down. She was already probably getting highly pressured to step down. And honestly, if I was one of those people that was supposed to be getting protected by Secret Service, then I'm gonna need yes, maybe we need somebody else that can put out a better plan on how we can successfully protect, because, you know, they're not only protecting YSAP, they're protecting all the other folks that, you know, the folks that matter when it comes to politics, you know, including Biden. I mean, all of these people have to be protected by Secret Service. So I don't know if I was surprised that she that she stepped down. I think I was more surprised that she was actually pushing back for a minute. It felt like she said, because at first she said she wasn't stepping down. And I'm sure the pressure got to be immense, and she finally did step down. So sis is gone, and I guess we're going to bring somebody else in there. But anyway, that happened in this committee meeting. Also, they're talking to the FBI director. I think it was the director of FBI today, Or yesterday, I believe, when he was on the stand, said that he cannot say for a fact that YSAP was indeed struck by the bullet, and that it actually could have been him being struck by shrapnel. I said, child, not Meg and Tory all over again. Like, is it going to be the discussion whether or not, this man was actually shot by a bullet? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, he wasn't shot. If he wasn't shot by a bullet, I mean, the fact that he was shot at and, was lucky enough that the bullet didn't hit him and the shrapnel did, that's still, to me, you getting shot at, But the fact that YSAP used that, very propaganda-like, the way that he does always, and immediately after it happened, went on to, I think, his website, either his website or was it Twitter? I don't know. Him and Elon, they ain't homies no more, right? But anyway, he had posted saying, that he was hit by a bullet that grazed that hit his upper right part of his ear. Okay, his upper right ear, the upper part of his right ear was hit by a bullet. And we've had many people that have jokingly and not so jokingly come up with different theories of what really happened with him, from him bending down there, opening a packet of ketchup and putting it on his ear, to, actually being hit by a bullet. But now we have the FBI director saying that he cannot say for a fact that it was a bullet and that it could have very well been shrapnel as well. They did account for all of the bullet casings that were taken that day. So to me, I was just like, I mean, if you were able to take account for all the bullets, the whereabouts of where those bullets went, it seemed like if you did indeed find the bullet that struck him, it would have his DNA on there. I mean, that's how I feel like it would seem like you would be able to tell, whether or not. But maybe, who am I, child? I am not a part of the FBI. Do we have any FBI related rock stars, any investigators, any DNA? What is it? What's the word? Criminal? What is it? Forensic. Is there any forensic specialists here as rock stars that could weigh in? Honey, I know it's going to be many of you guys. I'm talking about the official ones. Okay, the real ones, y'all. Not the YouTube forensic scientists out there. But anyway, so he's not ready to say that YSAP was indeed hit by a bullet. There's always going to be question. Yeah, again, Meg and Tory, child. Y'all saw that Tory said that he coming out with some more music and that he going to be out real soon. Okay, just for you guys that love Tory. He's giving y'all what you want, okay? But anyway, let me get back to task here. Now, you guys know that in these next 3 months, it's going to be a very chaotic circus-like atmosphere, and I'm sure that the Republicans are going to pull every trick out of their ass, whatever they can, because, we are seeing that the Republicans weren't necessarily prepared for the support that Kamala, thank you guys, thank you to the Rockstar that said Roxanne, it's just comma, like the word comma, and then put a "la" on the end. And I said, you know what, I can do that. So now I'm going to always say her name right. So yeah, they're going to be doing whatever they can to try to stop this force that is behind Kamala. I mean, time will tell whether or not the support and the strength of this newfound kind of excitement over the election, if it's long lasting, like if it's going to go on and more in her favor as we go along, or if that was just something that happened right then, the excitement of right then, and then now we're gonna get to work and everybody gonna do what they got to do on each side, but yet and still, you have to know that they are about to give Kamala Harris the blues. They're going to do everything that they can, from her talking about the fact that, they're going to talk about her relationship life, her sex life, how she looked. I mean, that stuff has already been out. I'm sure she's prepared for it because she's been in politics a long time. She had to go through a lot of it when she was running for vice president, so I'm sure that she's used to it, but it's going to probably still be on another level. I saw that somebody tried to file articles of impeachment on her, And it was just like, why? And then, of course, I heard that YSAP is upset with the money that she raised before she was officially named as the Democratic, Democratic person as the nominee. He felt like the money that she raised when she wasn't really truly in that capacity should not count towards her being able to use in the campaign trail. And then remember, I was also telling you that the money that Biden raised, they're going to forward it on to Kamala. And it looks like, they're going to try to challenge that as well. So it's going to be a lot of stuff happening, a lot of conspiracy theories, a lot of witch hunts, a lot of flat out lies, a lot of disrespectful ass stuff that's going to piss you off. I'm thinking everybody needs to put on their armor, okay? Because it was one thing for Hillary, it's going to be something totally different for Kamala. And I don't even need to tell you why, right? Okay. So y'all saw that video of YSAP, wherever he was speaking somewhere, and he wanted to say so bad that she was a black person. He was like, we can't have another socialist in the office. When have we ever heard this man say socialist? We ain't never heard that man say no damn socialist. And then he said, and a woman, not even a socialist, but a woman at that. Like, can you imagine? The fact that man said that, see, it's funny because YSAP can't control himself. He cannot control himself. That's why I wonder if this man will even make it to a debate. Because if I was a part of YSAP's team, there's no way that I would put him up against Kamala. His base already is who it's going to be. He would have to be winning over new people. And a debate definitely will not do that. He is terrible with words. He doesn't have like that come back at you kind of thing that Kamala does. He's not quick with it. He's none of those things. And she is. And she would tear him apart. So I wouldn't even want that man to go up on a debate against her. And he's been known to say he ain't doing debates in the past. So he wanted to do it with Biden because he wanted everybody to see what they saw with Biden. But he ain't going to see that with Kamala. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. And I think people need to get prepared for that. There are all this talk about DEI and how people got their positions, the fact that they were a part of the affirmative action of back in the day and all that. I don't even know why that's a discussion. So many people have received positions and things because of affirmative action. Some people, like I was seeing somebody talking about YSAP. I mean, YSAP got to where he was in life because he had a fucking rich father who did everything for him, okay? And pulled him out of holes and helped him and did a lot, so even if you weren't a product of affirmative action, DEI or whatever, you may still have been somebody that got the come up just because, not from hard work, okay? And not saying that Kamala and any other people that have gotten their position haven't gotten it. I mean, that they got it because, and they didn't have the work to do. I mean, trust me, people that got to positions where they were because of affirmative action back in the day, that still doesn't mean that they did not work hard. Many times they probably worked harder, but they were able to get that look. You guys know how affirmative action acts and how it is, but people, of course, are going to try to turn it around and make it seem like it was just so horrible. So anyway, yeah, you guys, that's what's happening in politics already. I haven't really been able to look on Instagram or look on social media to see what's going on. Other than what I just saw about, YSAP not necessarily being hit by a bullet. I'm sure he is going to stick to the fact that he was hit by a bullet. And this is probably just going to be one of the discussions that go on and on for years and years, whether or not he truly was hit by a bullet. At the end of the day, it still don't matter. You got shot at, okay? But, people like to split hairs over things like that. So that is it that I have to do about politics today. Like I said, I'm on board. Kamala, we're going to find out who her vice president pick is. I'm sure we're going to be hearing about that fairly soon. Or is she going to wait until the DNC? I think the DNC is in August, or is it September? It's either early September or late August. But yeah, that's it, y'all. Y'all saw how they pissed off the sororities too? And they said something about, Kamala belongs to one of those colored organizations. It's like, ooh-wee, okay. And we know that we don't use that word colored. And black people are not the only ones that know that we don't use that word colored. Everybody knows that is now considered an offensive word. So if somebody on Fox News or whoever else is doing it is saying the word colored, they most likely mean it in an offensive way. Okay? But what they don't know is these black sororities, the Divine Nine and all, they stick together. The sororities and the fraternities stick together. And they will definitely come out in numbers to vote for her, even if they don't belong to AKA, okay, even if they're not an Alpha Kappa Alpha, they will still come out in numbers and support her, because to them, at the end of the day, it's all one big family. So, and that's a lot of people. So, somebody need to have a talk with the other side and let them know, like, you can't afford to be offending, people that belong to those sororities and fraternities as well. But they don't really care. They don't really care, because now I think that they're not trying to appeal to this side. Now they're just trying to make sure that they get the ones that wasn't going to vote. Now we got to get you out the woodworks and come in. And that's on both sides. We could win. Kamala could win if we get all of them black folks out to vote. If we can get everybody out to vote, then she can do it. But it's gonna be a struggle, you guys, and I am still nervous, but I'm trying to stay positive. Y'all had prayers for me, and look, y'all be looking out for your girl, because baby, y'all was praying for me and telling me about trying to remind me about faith and hope and feeling it, and Roxanne don't lead by fear, and all these things that I do know, but it's easier said than done, especially for me sometimes, who is an extreme worrier. And that's just who I am, you guys. So, but yeah, we gonna see. It's gonna be interesting next 3 months, you guys. What y'all think? Y'all up for the fight? Let me know. Next story. All right, you guys. So they say that your boy Chris Brown has been hit with a $15 million lawsuit, you guys, because there was a big scuffle, if you will, backstage at his concert in Dallas. I think this was in Fort Worth. Yeah, Fort Worth, Texas. So on July 20th, a gentleman by the name of Frederick Overpeck, he was hired on, or he was told that he was going to be working the Chris Brown concert in Fort Worth, Texas. Okay, and that specifically he was going to be working the backstage and the VIP experience. You know how you can purchase tickets to see your faves now, like the VIP, you spend $1,000, $2,000, and you basically, if you're going to go see Chris Brown anyway, honey, you is up close and personal. I mean, he even took pictures and hugged up with him, prom poses, picking them up, doing different poses, handstands, and just whatever, pictures. I've even seen pictures of girls holding him, picking him up. Just whatever he's gonna do, he does it for his fans. I mean, if you spend $1,000, $2,000 for a VIP experience, yeah, Chris Brown is definitely giving it to him that way. Okay, so apparently there were 4 gentlemen who booked the VIP experience, and they were told to go backstage to wherever the area was that was sectioned off for them. Apparently, when the guys got back there, Chris Brown or somebody from his team recognized them as the ops, like the kids say. Okay, former enemies of Chris Brown or his team. And when Chris saw them, according to Overpeck, he says that Chris Brown was like, "Fuck them up." Okay. Ordered his team, including Yella Beezy, let me make sure I get these damn names right, y'all. Yella Beezy, who was also there, he told them like to fuck him up. So Overpeck said that it turned into like a huge street brawl, like the type that you would see on the jail yard. That it was just out of control, and Overpeck was trying to de-escalate the situation as the security guard that was hired on, and instead he got knocked down, instead he got stomped and beat, kicked, at all of that, and said at the end of all of that he had a fractured vertebrae in his neck, and he had like his hip was extremely damaged. Okay. So now he is suing for $15 million because he believes that Chris Brown was the person, or Chris Brown and Yella Beezy were the persons responsible for him being roughed up, beat up, like that. Excuse me. I don't know. I mean, do you really have a lawsuit when you are security? I would imagine that when you are hired on as security, that there is a certain amount of danger that you have to be aware of that you might be in. I mean, you're securing somebody that actually might have someone coming at them. So are you able to sue when that was what you were hired for? I mean, I guess you ain't really hired to be getting your ass beat down like that, especially when I guess Chris Brown had told everybody to fight, according to Overpeck. This is just what he says right now. So yeah, I guess that is, he probably would have a lawsuit to the tune of $15 million. Well, I'll ask you, I mean, you get your neck half broke. Would you be ready to sue somebody for $15 million? Maybe. I don't know if that's what he'll get. Maybe he gave that big number hoping that he can get it settled with Chris Brown and them, because that is what some people do. We'll see what happens. You guys, I parked next to this tree, and I'm so mad because when I opened the door, it was all these little ants in the thing, and I think the tree, I ended up moving my car, but what you see behind me, I was right up against it. And the ants came through, and I'm hoping that they don't be all in this car, but I done seen a couple crawl across my notes here, and I'm aggravated about that because I don't want to have no damn ants. But anyway, so yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Frederick Overpeck and whether or not he's able to get this money. Again, a real rock star lawyers, you guys can weigh in and let us know if he has an actual lawsuit there, an actual case where he could possibly win. Okay? And yeah, we gonna move on to the next story. All right, you guys, so next story up. So you guys know that we about sick of Amber Rose. I'm telling you, every time I see her name or something, something bubbles up inside of me, very close to extreme dislike. I'm not going to say I hate the girl because I don't know her, but I don't like her. I don't like her recent actions. I've been kind of side-eyeing her for a while, but that latest shit at the RNC, I was just like, girl, you ain't never got to worry about Roxanne ever again, okay? But yesterday I saw that somebody ended up leaking the actual fight, the footage. Remember when Joseline and Amber were on College Hill, the celebrity College Hill that they had that one season, and those two had gotten into a fight because Joseline was telling Amber that she was a black woman, and Amber was saying, she wasn't going to deny her father's side, because she's also, that her father being white, she's also white and black, and, that whole age-old discussion over whether or not you're mixed or you're black, that's some new shit, okay, just new. When I see somebody who presents as black, then I call them black. I mean, if you want me to call you something else, that's fine too. But when I first look at a person, that's what I determine them as being until somebody corrects me. Okay? That person corrects me. So anyway, and I thought that Amber was good with that until I think that Amber started to just feel... sometimes I feel like Amber might have like some qualms and some hang-ups about the black community. Not sometimes, definitely. I do believe that, she's always talked about her upbringing, how difficult it was for her because she wasn't black enough, she wasn't white enough, but it seems like she was more upset with the black folks, when you say she wasn't black enough. It seems like she had more issue with the fact that the black community didn't accept her. Maybe that's because she grew up in a black community. Okay. So I feel like sometimes when people switch over like this, it's because they have some old issues that they're trying to work through. And, so that's kind of how I feel like Amber has been moving. But anyway, as far as this fight is concerned, you guys, so I clicked on the fight because I was ready to see Joseline work old Amber over, and then I saw it and I was like, oh, that's not what happened. I ain't never wanted to see Joseline win a fight like I wanted to see it this time, but that is not what happened, you guys. Actually, depending on who you ask, it kind of looked like Amber got got the one up on Joseline. One, because Joseline was sitting down. Even though Amber got up and walked over towards her, I still don't think that Joseline really thought that Amber was about to come over there and swing on her. And that's exactly what she did. So she walked straight over to her and just swung as soon as she got over there. And I was like, Joseline, see, girl, listen, I know we done told you to get off that stuff. But that was not the day to not be on it. Now, we're going to commend Joseline because I think she was probably trying to be sober. She's in a class environment. You know, she got to act right and everything. So she didn't get a regular bump like she normally would, because we have all seen Joseline in cocaine bear mode. We know what she is definitely capable of. I mean, if I was going to pick anybody from the reality TV world, you know, that we're familiar with to be on my side to beat some ass, if they really had to do it, Joseline is always gonna be my first pick, always. But yeah, she was sober, which meant that she wasn't, you know, she wasn't hyped up like she normally would. So when Amber came over there and just started hitting her, Joseline was trying to get to her from that vantage point. And then of course we know that the first thing that girls do is we grab onto some hair where Amber is bald. So she ain't had nothing to hang on to. You know, I was like, girl, you couldn't get her in a headlock because everybody rushed over there and broke them up. She was holding on to that jacket though. And she wanted to get to her ass, you could tell, but she couldn't get to her. So if I really was going to judge the fight, you know, from my vantage point, yeah, Joseline didn't win that fight. But that does not mean that Joseline still ain't my girl, because she is, okay? Y'all know Joseline is still my girl, even with all of the problematic ways that she is. You know, we love her from afar, but we still love Joseline, you know? And Amber did get the one up on her. So I was like, dang, I really wanted it to be the other way around, you know? But I was interested in who actually leaked that video, because BET never showed it. Okay, we had heard about it, and there was all this discussion on whether or not Amber won or Joseline won and everything, but we never saw it. But we was able to see it yesterday, and yeah, Joseline just wasn't able to polish the old 8-ball like we wanted her to. Child, I was just like, Joseline, girl, you picked the wrong time to be sober, child, to be sober and clear-headed. But no, good for Joseline, because, you know, Joseline, when she be real high, she be damn near about to kill somebody. But we also have to remember that was Amber a stripper? No, maybe she wasn't. Because, you know, my motto has always been the strippers will fight to the death. Usually if you a stripper, you know how to fight. You know how to get them up. And baby, them stripper fights be something totally different. Like, these motherfuckers is fighting till a bitch is dead. Yeah, did you guys see the fight? Did you guys see it the same way as I? It was just like Joseline could never quite get her bearings fast enough to get to Amber. And I was like, Joseline, you forgot. If you stay ready, you what? Say it with me. Don't have to get ready. Okay? Don't let a bitch walk up on you, especially if you're sitting down. I mean, even I know that. I'm gonna jump up. I can't fight though, y'all. So I ain't, you know. But even I know that when somebody is coming at you, maybe you need to stand your ass up too. Okay? At least we gonna be on level playing field before you beat my ass. If we was able to put them two in the actual ring, it might be a little different. Although Amber looked like she kind of held her own there, y'all. Did y'all see what happened? Now, listen, while we talking about Amber, they say that Amber, the reason why she done got over onto this whole Republican RNC thing is not because her father told her that YSAP was not a racist. But some people are saying it's because Amber has some legal problems of her own, okay? And that she was wrapped up in some kind of cyber coin scam and got money from a whole bunch of people and, you know, whatever it was. But they're saying that there's a threat that Amber will get prosecuted about that. So some folks are saying that Amber has jumped over onto the jumped over into the Republican supporter because she is hoping that if she can get this close relationship with YSAP, that he will pardon her, or he will make that charge go away if he does indeed become y'all stupid ass president of the next term, you guys. Because, You guys know that YSAP wants to have that power to excuse things that he doesn't deem necessary charges. I mean, just y'all read Ghetto Apartment number 2025, right? Okay, it's a whole lot going on in there. But they're saying that that's why it's not just because YSAP and Melania been so sweet to her that she has an ulterior motive in place. I don't know if that's true. I don't even know much about the case, the scam case that she was involved in. But that is what the people are saying. Do you guys believe that though? Like, do you believe that she would be going? I mean, I guess if you're trying to keep your ass out of jail, even though she would be going to federal prison, so it would be a nicer, plusher place. But, you know, I'm sure don't nobody want to go to no fucking jail. So maybe she's doing what she has to do again. I don't see it for Amber ever again. I'm done. The same way I was done with Chrisette. Chrisette over there having to learn the hard way still, child. I was just like, po Chrisette. Now we see that she's supposed to be in a relationship with Bobby V. Or was that just something they was doing on YouTube that time? They looked real cozy, y'all. Real cozy. Had on pajamas that was matching or some shit. What is happening? I didn't think that Bobby V liked the likes of a Chrisette Michelle. But, child, that's neither here nor there. So, anyway. Yeah, that's what's going on with the Joseline and Amber Rose. Well, we wanted it to be one way, and it wasn't. All right, you guys, that is it. We do this every single week. All right, so make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.